In a society where college students, a pair of male and female, are made to live together as a mock married couple as part of the college curriculum. Third-year college student Jirō Yakuin is in love with his childhood friend and classmate Shiori Sakurazaka. Thus, he hopes to be paired with her. Meanwhile, the lively Akari Watanabe wants to be assigned to her crush, the popular and good-looking Minami Tenjin. Jirō and Akari find out that they have been paired together, but so have Shiori and Minami, determined to be with their crushes. Jirō and Akari strive to earn as many points as possible, as the top 10 pairs are in the right to switch their partners so long as both couples agree. Thus begins the crazy life of Jirō and Akari, who hate each other but need to play the perfect role of a married couple to be with their respective crushes. It is finally the time for marriage practical. Now each student will live as a pair with their partner in the training dorm. The students are constantly monitored with sensors and surveillance cameras. When both Jirō and Akari meet in their room, Akari gets furious for being paired with Jirō. Both of them don't like each other, but Akari is controlling Jirō because of her wild nature. They talk about how they both wanted to be paired with someone else. Akari points out it must be Shiori Sakurazaka, which makes Jirō get flustered. She mocks him for being too easy to read their point, decreases on the board as they are not getting along. Akari tells him they need to rise to a rank and change their partner, but Jirō blushes and becomes red because they will need to act like a real couple to get to a rank and wonders if it's even possible for them. She touches him on elbow as she tells him she will be the perfect wife for him, but it makes him blush and he backs off. Their point increases from -3 to -2, so she gets happy and wants to keep it going. She cries because she also wanted to be with Tenjin. Meanwhile, Jirō also finds out Shiori and Tenjin are paired together, and they are using their first names to address each other. Jirō is jealous and broken, but Akari calms him down and asks him to try his best. His friend Sadaharu arrives, and now Jirō prepares to leave, but Akari demands him to give her a goodbye kiss. She mocks him because he is a veggie who will not manage to kiss, but Jirō kisses her on the lips. She gets embraced because she met him to kiss on her chicks. Jirō is having a dream where he is with Shiori, but Akira wakes him up by hitting him. The next day at college, he sees Tenjin and Shiori walking together, which again breaks his heart. Jirō and Sadaharu are stuck at college because of the rain. They talk about games and their girlfriend. Akira arrives there and he reminds her they need to go see the teacher, but she ditches him and goes to karaoke with Tenjin. He goes to meet the teacher alone and she tells him marriage practice is important and marriage practical isn't playing being friends, and it's important. His score hasn't gone up or down for a week and has remained at 0. Tenjin and Akari are enjoying karaoke while Jirō is stuck because of rain. Shiori has also forgotten to bring an umbrella and is waiting for rain to stop. She hugs him, which makes him blush. They have a moment but are interrupted by Tenjin, who has come back to take Shiori because she had forgotten her umbrella. They both leave, while Akari eavesdrops. She feels bad for him and offers to go with her. On the way home, she tells him to not give up on Shiori for both of their sake. Akari makes him omelette rice and offers to put sauce for him in an attractive way. He feeds her, and they both come forward to kiss but get interrupted by a phone call. They each can't help but think about the kiss. That night, Jirō again has a dream about Shiori but gets disrupted by Akira. They both decide to watch a horror movie because watching a horror movie together can get them a lot of points. Jirō turns off the TV thinking the horror plan is not going to work. She gives him pajamas to wear made for a couple. She asks him to face the other way because she is going to change, which makes Jirō embarrassed. The light gets cut off in the middle of them changing. Their room won't open until the light comes on. She tells him to tell a fun story and a girl will never like him if he can't. Instead of a fun story, he tells her a horror story, which makes her scared. He is sorry for making Akari scared. Akari asks Jirō to let her depend on him. They burn a scented candle and sleep together. He sleeps with her, but he can't help but think she looks cute while she is sleeping. The next day at college, they are shocked to see themselves at B rank. Sadaharu congratulates him for living as a B-ranked couple. They looked at the scores of Tenjin and Shiori and found themselves shocked seeing them in E rank. He was a little happy because things weren't working out with Tenjin, but it won't matter even if they are at A rank in Tenjin and Shiori are not. The next day, Shiori is listening to her best friend Mia playing piano. She asks her about her marriage life. She tells her it's her own fault because she is not good with people that she doesn't know. Jirō is alone at home because Akari has gone to hang out with her friends. Shiori has arrived in Jiro's house. She is there to take care of him because Akari asked her. Akari is with her friends at the shop, but she seems a bit spaced out. Her friend points out she must be thinking of Tenjin. The pancakes they buy are all named after kisses, which makes Akari remember her kiss with Jirō. Shiori and Jirō talk about their childhood. Jirō would always take care of Shiori if she was sick and bring her pudding. One day, Shiori had to transfer to another college, so Jirō tried to confess his love to her, but stopped when she expressed worry about their long-distance relationship. She brings him food as they begin to talk about their practical marriage. Though a little guilty, he expresses worry about her practical marriage. He promises to help her if there's anything he can do. She tells him she doesn't feel comfortable around boys, but she is trying. She gets anxious about being married and puts a distance between them. She also expresses that she would have preferred him to be her husband. He tries to cheer her up and give her confidence. When Jirō was sleeping, she tried to kiss him but stopped halfway. Akari and her friend are talking about some rumors that Shiori and Tenjin are not getting along, but she gets conflicted when they start to talk about Jirō. Shiori has a crush on Jirō, and in the same childhood memory where he confessed to her, and she also almost confessed her love to him. When Akari returns, Jirō thanks her for sending Shiori to take care of him, and he will do his best to get more points as a couple so she could fulfill her dream. He goes to sleep and Akari feels conflicted about this situation. The next day at breakfast, Akari asks Jirō if guys prefer girls like Shiori, who are earnest and family-oriented. He tells her that guys like getting homemade lunch from girls. Akari asks for Jiro's help, and they both start making food. They prepare different types of food that Jirō tastes. He tells her everything is perfect, but he likes his rolled omelet sweet. She disregards his preference, saying Tenjin prefers more mature food. The next day at college, Sadaharu gets jealous of Jirō as he gets to eat homemade bento by Akari. Sadaharu asks Jirō if they have already done the deed. He tells him Akari only wears skimpy, flimsy clothes, and he should be awarded for having self-restraint to hide his desire. He wants to stop talking about Akari because it will make things awkward between them. They are surprised when Akari arrives and she asks him how the lunch tasted. The next day, Akari is making a lunch for Tenjin. She plans to take it to the place where he works part-time. Jirō looks hungry, so Akari feeds him an end piece of omelet, which would have ended his leftover. He finds it delicious but is conflicted because the food is really not for him. She gets ready to deliver food to Tenjin. Akari's dress is a bit too showy, and he gets jealous because she never dresses like this for him. She wants him to kiss her lips because it makes her feel safe. They were just about to kiss when they got distracted by the doorbell. Shiori has come to deliver some apple pies. She tells them that Tenjin likes sweet things, and apple pies were requested by him. She asks about the bento box and misunderstands that they were going on a picnic. Akari feels sad after seeing the perfect apple pie. He tries to cheer her up, but panics because he isn't used to cheering girls up. Akari asks him if he sees her as a woman. She tries to do the deed with him, and she climbs on top of him to grab his hands and encourages him to go forward, but he stops as he feels really wrong doing it. He tells her they have their respective crushes and they shouldn't get too close. She stops and says they should stop their married couple act. They haven't acted as a married couple since then, so their points gradually decreased until they became 0. On the day of the monthly married couple result, Tenjin and Shiori have placed high, but Jirō and Akari are low. Sadaharu asks about Jiro's point, but he ignores him. Shiori asks Jirō about their point, and if something has happened between them. He tells her they had a fight, and he hasn't been able to find the right timing to apologize to her. She encourages him to make up with Akari. He returns home and goes to Akari's room to talk to her, but gets amazed by her outfit. She ignores him, and she lies down on her bed. He apologizes, but she tells him he has nothing to apologize for. He insists and wants to be things as they were before. He wants them to be married couples with her again, and Akari gets angry at him, but she tells him she likes him and uses his first name to address him. He pulls her closer, and Akari asks him to kiss her, which he does willingly. The next day at college, Akari and her friend gossip about their married life, and her friend starts blushing because of what happened with her last night. Jirō gets upset because all the girls are fond of Tenjin's sports skills. Her friend tells Akari that those couples who have reached a rank and should be able to switch are not switching, which makes Akari worried. After gym class, Shiori approaches Jirō and asks him about if he fought with Akari again. He tells her she is wrong. He asks her if she would want to stay with Tenjin, since she is in the top 10 in the ranking. In the storage room, Akari stumbles upon Tenjin. She asks him if he would want to switch partners since he reached the top 10 rank. He tells her he doesn't care either way, and suddenly a box falls on her, but Tenjin jumps and saves her, but he lands on top of her. Akari is fine, but got some dust stuck on her eyes, and Tenjin tries to remove it. Sadaharu confuses them for kissing. Meanwhile, Jirō is asking Shiori if she would switch partners if he also reached the top 10 rank. A running Sadaharu arrives and interrupts, but is unable to say anything because Akari and Tenjin arrive. Later in the classroom, he tells Jirō that he saw Akari and Tenjin kissing in the storage room. Tenjin is conflicted with his feelings but thinks it's good for her. Later that day at home, Jirō confronts Akari about kissing, which she denies by saying he was helping her remove dust from her eye. Jirō gets angry at Sadaharu for providing wrong information. Akari reveals she is actually sad as Shiori and Tenjin don't want to switch partners. Jirō hugs her and tries to cheer her up as both of them can't be with the person they love. Later, Akari takes a shower and wears Jiro's shirt, which she finds cute. They both say sit on the sofa, and Jirō notes Akari is wearing his shirt but thinks she looks cute and compliments her, and they talk about their lives. Akari tells Jirō he was her first kiss, which makes Jirō happy. Akari tries to come closer, but Jirō is too shy to make a move. The next day, Akari fixes Jiro's tie as he feels really lucky to have been partnered with a cute girl like Akari. They continue their acting only for the purpose of getting points. In class, he becomes happy to discover to have class duties with Shiori. She reminds him it's their first time doing class duties since middle school. Shiori's best friend Mei had given them a chance to get close, and she encouraged her to kiss him, else Akari will take him. Meanwhile, Akari is gossiping with her friends, and they mention over 10 people have started dating from Marriage Practical. They tease her for getting close to Jirō, but she refuses and tells them she still has a crush on Tenjin. Shiori and Jirō were having a chat, but it seems to always end as they can't bring up a topic to talk about. She asks him to lean with his eyes closed and removes dust from his face. Shiori was actually going for a kiss, but she backed out because she didn't have any courage, and Jirō feels embarrassed thinking he mistaken it for a kiss. That night, he remembers the time when he almost confessed to Shiori. Akari joins him on the balcony with some coffee and asks how it was going with Shiori. Jirō points out the night sky looks beautiful, but she mocks him, saying sky would look even prettier if she were with Tenjin. She tells him to start calling her by first name. Jirō is embarrassed, as it would imply closeness between them. Akari really likes her name as it implies light, and hearing Jirō call her name would be comforting. Jirō calls her by her first name, which makes Akari happy. She almost confessed her love to him but was horrified and ran inside, leaving Jirō confused about her feelings. The next day, the teachers tell them about a test, and both the couples will need to pass the exam. Jirō is confident about his study but worried about Akari because she always seems to hang out with friends and he has never seen her study. Jirō and Akari study together. Jirō discovers she is a fast learner but hates studying. They both study together for a long time and make progress in their subject. Jirō praises her because he finds out that she only improves when praised. She teases him to get his reaction by pressing herself against him and hugging him tight, but Jirō turns the table by climbing on top of her. They have a moment, he makes a move and she pulls him closer, but Jiro's nose starts to bleed. Akari tells him it's a sign of being veggie. He asks her why she was acting weird all day. She wonders why Jirō is helping her study, and Jirō tells her she is the only one working to get points and he wants to be of some use. Akari feels sad because she will miss saying welcome home or I am back and his reactions to her outfits after they have enough points to change partners. The next morning, Akari starts calling Jirō by his last name, which she hasn't done for a long time. Jirō is confused about her behavior. She looks happy, fixes his hair, and promises to eat sweets given to her by Sachi. In college, Jirō and Sadaharu see a girl confessing her love to Mei, and she hugs the girl and comforts her, which confuses Jirō. Sadaharu tells him the rumors were true about me being popular among girls. Jirō wonders if Akari using his last name is because he still doesn't call Jirō by her first name. While Jirō is taking a bath, she barges into the bathroom and revels they have got good ranks in the examination, and hugs Jirō, making his blush. After his shower, Jirō tries calling Akari by her first name, which makes Akari embarrassed. Jirō keeps saying her first name because he was right about that. She has stopped using his first name. Akari finally holds his hand and admits that she wants Jirō to call her by her first name. Later in the college, Jirō goes to visit Shiori in the nurse room because she got injured. Jirō arrives in the room and they accidentally kiss, which makes both of them embarrassed. The incident was seen by Akari's friend, which she tells Akari. After hearing about them doing the deed in the nurse room, Akari gets sad she is late to come home, and Jirō is waiting for her. He finds the sweets that have promised to eat together and waits for her. He sleeps on the sofa waiting for her. Akari takes off her clothes and also sleeps with him, wondering if they had done the deed. The next morning, Jirō is shocked because they are sleeping together. Akari lies about them doing the dirty stuff and asks if it was his first time, to which he replies, yes. She is relieved because he hasn't done it with Shiori, and tells him she was teasing him, which makes Jirō angry with her. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe for part 2 and turn on the notification bell so you can watch more videos like this.